Segula is a special blessing to tell over a story of the Baal Shem Tov and Matzah Shabbos. And the tradition is that it's a segula for Parnasa. Opening up the new week, it's a blessing for the physical week, the new week that you have. So it's a segula to start by telling the story from the Baal Shem Tov. I had a Geruzhner, a son of Geruzhner used to say that there are three love dafkas. There are three not necessaries. I guess I'm not necessary. The first one is that it doesn't have to be only from the Baal Shem Tov, it can be from any tzaddik. The second one is it doesn't have to be on the Malal Malki, it can be any time. And the third one is not just a good owner, a good segula for blessings for Panos, it's a good segula for good blessings for everything. And imagine if it's Matzah Shabbos, and you can say a story from the Baal Shem Tov, especially a story that's connected, everything's connected. The Hanukkah, because we know that tomorrow night is Hanukkah. So Baal Shem Tov was very makpid, was very careful, was very stringent about this idea, even though Baal Shem Tov would be very upset if he said that he was makpid on something. And Baal Shem Tov was very makpid that on Matzah Shabbos you should light candles. And the place should be lit. In general, Baal Shem Tov loved light. So he once he was traveling, and he came to a little inn, and it was Matzah Shabbos. It was in the middle of freezing winter in the Ukraine, and they couldn't find candles. So the Baal Shem came in, and it was dark. He asked us to live in why it's dark, so people can't find candles. He says, so go outside, in the middle of the winter, there's icicles that are hanging from the roof. He says, collect the icicles, put them on the table, and let's light the icicles. The story is that he lit the icicles, and that brought flames, that brought warmth to the home and light. The story is not just a story, the story is this is the depth of what the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov Chassidus wanted, is to bring warmth and light even to the place where it seems to be cold and dark. So we're celebrating tomorrow night, starting to celebrate Hanukkah. One of the most famous questions of Hanukkah, the question of the Beis Yosef. Yosef Kair asks a question on Hanukkah, and it becomes one of the most important questions on Hanukkah, for at least the last 500 years. If you don't know if it's important, if you never heard the question, so now you're going to know it's a very important question. There's many books, there's hundreds and hundreds of answers to this question. What's the question? The question is, it says when they came the first night when they entered into the Beis Hamikdash, according to, let's say, the Rambam's version, they came on the 25th of Kislev, they entered into the Beis Hamikdash, and it says that they were looking for oil, for pure oil, and they found a small jug of oil that had the seal, the placement of the carbon, and only had enough oil for one night. And a miracle occurred, and that oil lasted for eight nights. And that's the common, that's what everyone knows. So the question is, if they had enough oil for one night, so then the miracle was only 7 nights, not 8 nights. Just to be a little technical, there's a shil on the Achai Goren, just a later text. Over there it says one version, the Chidal says incorrect version. One version says that it was loyal afilu nerach, that you have for one night. So if you have, that's a gear, so The regular version we have is that they had enough for one night, and it lasted days. So why do they need the knife for 8? Why do we celebrate 8 nights of Hanukkah? There's a lot of ink, a lot of different answers that were given. And the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the Rebbe, his answer is as follows. He also gave an answer. Everyone has to give an answer. This is his answer. His answer is that it was not a miracle in the oil, it was a miracle in the light. You could say that the oil, if something happened miraculously to the oil, instead of the oil lasting for one day, the oil somehow miraculously lasted for 8 nights. The question is, but they had enough for one night, so then you need a miracle for 8 nights. Or you can say we're talking about, not that there's a miracle of the oil, but it's a miracle in the type of light that was lit, in the flame, in the oil, in the arc, in the flame, in the light itself. What was the miracle? You look at the Torah speaks about when Moshe Rabbeinu came to the sneh, when he came to the burning bush, he saw that he saw there was a fire on the sneh, and the fire was not consuming the sneh. You familiar with the story? So we see that the Torah speaks about a type of fire that doesn't consume, that doesn't kill something in order to exist. Because normally in life feeds off death. It's hard to say this, but this is the Amos. In order for someone to live, something else has to die in the process. Not die mamish, but even a fruit has to be plucked from the tree, fall from the tree. And that's the way a person needs. That's the way life revives itself. Because that's gashmias, physical things. Two things can't exist in the same place. That's the nature of physicality. But then there's a higher type of fire, a higher type of light, where it's a light that doesn't need to consume something else to exist. And that's what they experienced. So the experience was the higher light that was revealed at the sneh. If you look a little deeper, the Zohar Kodesh writes that if you look at the story of the sneh, it says the word sneh 5 times. In the story of Moshe encounters the sneh. And these 5 times correspond to the 5 times that it says the word Or in the beginning of the creation story. So in the beginning of the book of Bereshit, it says the word Or 5 times. And in the beginning of the book of Shmos, it says the word Sneh 5 times. The thorn bush. So these 5 correspond to those 5. What is the Or that was created on Yom Rishon, the first day of creation? And it says, Vayom Hashem Yihar, let there be light. It's not fire. It's not the sun. The sun and the moon only exist in the 4th day. It's not fire. Fire was only produced lots of Shabbos. So what is it? So this is a fire. It's called the Or Agonas, the hidden light. And this is a light that was revealed on the first day of creation, and then it was concealed. And this is a fire. This is a flame. This is a light that doesn't need to consume something in order to exist. When Moshe Rabbeinu came to the sneh, and he stopped and he paused and he looked and he saw the sneh. He saw the bush and he saw the fire. So the way the Torah describes it is, Vayar Hashem kisar li'eretz. Hashem saw that Moshe Rabbeinu stopped to look at the flame, and then he revealed himself. Hashem revealed himself to Moshe. And the deepest teaching of this is that everything that happens in the Torah happens to every single person, always. The sneh is not a story that happened thousands of years ago to Moshe and the burning bush. And Moshe was not, it didn't start happening by Moshe, and it didn't end with Moshe. The story of the sneh, of this type of fire, this type of higher light, exists from the beginning of creation to the end of creation at every moment. The novelty of Moshe, and the chiddush of Moshe is Vayar Hashem Kisar Liris. Hashem saw the Moshe pause to actually take notice. Which means we go through life, maybe I'll try to explain this, but we go through life and we don't pause at the wonders of life. We're not, it's revealed, it's there, but we never stop for a moment and say, wow. Hashem Kisar Liris, Hashem saw that Moshe Rabbeinu stopped and paused and was able to notice the light. What's that light? What's that light? What did Moshe Rabbeinu see in the light? So the light was not a light that consumed the sneh. Now the sneh obviously is a thorn bush, which Chazal say represents exile and hardship and complications. It doesn't say the fire illuminated consumed the sneh. It doesn't say the sneh stopped being a sneh. The sneh was a sneh, still remained a thorn bush, and there was a fire there. This is the Oyer Normals. There's a part of us. There's a part of us that is perfect, that is whole, that is not competitive, doesn't need to consume anyone in order to exist. There's a fire within us. There's a light within us that just wants to shine. You know, when Adam Achava, I don't know if everyone's understanding what I'm trying to say, but eventually I guess it's going to come around here. You'll get it, hopefully. You understand this is not like a shear, right? You understand that? This is not like an official shear. It's supposed to be a fabring, right? And those lights, cameras, the whole thing. So well, like a stream of consciousness, but hopefully the stream of consciousness is correct. So Chazal say, the sages say that this light that was created in the first day of creation was hidden. And where was it hidden? So I'll say the sages say that it was hidden in the Torah. And the Baal Shem Tov said that which part of the Torah? It's hidden in the Torah Shema Peh. It's hidden in the oral tradition, which means in the Torah in our hearts. There's the Torah Shema which is written, and then there's the Torah Shema Peh, which is revealed. The Torah Shema Peh is the Torah that's being revealed by every person. The Seichel Kein U'Ser Seichel, every person has a part of the Torah. That's the Torah that's every person's revealed. When you learn Torah and you have your particular way of understanding something, that's your chelik in Torah. That's your part of the Torah that needs to be revealed. That's part of the Torah Shema Peh. When Adam and Chava were in Gan Eden, we're talking about Matzah Shabbos now. So how many hours were they in Gan Eden? If there were 12 hours on Friday and there were the whole Shabbos there in Gan Eden. So the total there were 36 hours in Gan Eden. How many tractates in Gemara are there? You can imagine. There's 36 tractates in Gemara. How many candles do we light on Hanukkah? We light 36 candles. What does Kislev mean? The case, the cup that holds the love of love, the 36. Because what is Hanukkah? Hanukkah is the revealing of the 36 lights, the inner light of the Aragonas, the inner light that exists in us, that we were born into. This is our birthright. And the Torah says we were born into the Aragonas, we were born into Gan Eden, and then Vayigash Simon is telling us that we should know that who we truly are is that we are connected to Aragonas. And Adam is thrown out of Gan Eden. And the question that was asked, Hashem asked him, Yaakov, where are you? So what's the numeric value of Yaakov? 36. So what is Hashem telling Adam Rishon? He's telling him, what did you do? What did you do with your life? You had such purity. You're born in such purity. You come from such a place of purity. Why'd you mess up? That's the question of Yaakov. The question of Yaakov is not only where are you, but where are you? Where are you really? Where are you holding in this world? So Hanukkah, what is Hanukkah? Hanukkah is when there was a revealing of the Oragonas in this world. And if you look at a flame, the Zohar says that if you look at a flame, you'll see that in the flame there are different colors. It changes, it's blue and it's red, different colors. And then on top of the flame itself is like a glow, right? If you look at a flame, that doesn't change colors. That's always steady. It's not jumping, it's not moving, it's not changing colors. It's always steady. That glow that's hovering around the flame, that's the Aragonos within us. There's a part of us that's moving and jumping and aspiring and changing throughout life. There's a part of our soul, there's a part of who we are, that's the truth, the deepest truth of who we are. That's the same truth when we're a 2-year-old and the same truth when we're 102. And of course, our life goes through many different ups and downs and turns. People have journeys and have radical changes in their life, but there's the purity, there's something within them that's never changing. That is always the same. That's the purity of who we are. And that purity of who we are is never in a contradiction to somebody else. The moment you reveal that light within yourself, you never need to consume another person to exist. You never need to eat someone else in order for your flame to become more greater. On Hanukkah, he was revealing this light. How did it show up? It showed up in the way that the candles, the flame of the menorah, was lit for 8 days. It wasn't a miracle in the Shem, it wasn't a miracle in the oil, it was a miracle in the light, the type of light they experienced. That they were able to connect and to reveal that light. And that's a light that's revealed always. It's always there. In every situation. And it's a light that doesn't necessarily change the situation. You know, sometimes a person has certain illumination, a certain light in their life, that it becomes so illuminated in your life that the concealment falls away, and the exile falls away, and the constriction falls away, the hardship falls away. That is another type of light. That's something that consumes something. But Moshe Rabbeinu didn't see that light. You know, it's very strange. If you look at Rashi, it's from the Medrash. Our sages say that when Hashem appeared to Moshe at the burning bush, the snap, Hashem told him the name Eka Asher Eka, I will be who I will be, which means I will be with you in this hardship and in the next hardship, the next goals. Imagine Moshe Rabbeinu Hashem was trying to tell him, you're going to take the people out of Egypt, you're going to have redemption, and he starts telling him about there's going to be another exile. Why are you telling him about another exile? Let's get out of the exile, then we'll talk about redemption, talk about another exile. Why did Hashem reveal that? That's because the light that Moshe Rabbeinu experienced was not a light that necessarily gets you out of your exile. The snap still remains a snap. The thorn bush still remains the thorn bush. If you know the story of Hanukkah, it wasn't such a major victory. It was a good story for a few days, but then the story of the Hashmonaim was not such a great piece in Jewish history. It didn't turn out that well. But for those 5 minutes it was well, and that was enough. Because when you reveal the light, and when you're connected to that light, you just know that Hashem is with you, despite the fact that you're still going through the hardship. Despite the fact that it's still challenging. Because the saddest thing in the world to think is that you're going through this hardship alone and that no one's with you. Everyone wants to know that they're not alone in this world. And that we're being guided and we're being cared for. And there's a bigger purpose. And that's the light of Hanukkah. The light of Hanukkah, that's why the Hanukkah is a Yom Tov of exile. It's a Yom Tov that we celebrate, it's our Shalom Pen, and it's exile. It's not the splitting the sea, and it's not that all of a sudden things became, Mavdas L'cheres, slavery to redemption, or from the opposite of life to life. just came a little bit easier. It became a little bit easier. Calling so we're going through a hard time, and Hashem said, I'm here. And that was enough. And sometimes that's enough, even if we're going through a hard time, to know that Hashem is there in the thorn bush, in the difficulty. And that's why Hashem chose Moshe. Because Hashem is always present in the thorn bushes of our lives. Hashem is always there in the snap. Or we're waiting for some type of miraculous opening in our life to say, oh, this is where you are, God. We want some tremendous breakthroughs. And you should, everyone should want those things. But Hashem is there always, in all your issues and everything that you're going through. And not necessarily are you going to expand, maybe you will, God willing, that you will experience a parting of the sea and a complete revelation and the godless redemption. But even if not, just knowing that you're not alone and Hashem is there, that's the beginning of your redemption. When Moshe Rabbeinu was, Hashem saw that Moshe Rabbeinu stopped and paused and was ready to experience the divinity within the snap, to find Hashem's presence even within the thorn bush, within the difficulties. Hashem says, okay, so you're the Redeemer. And this is the same thing with our own lives. Everything that happens in the Torah is happening every single moment. Hashem tells every single person, Lech lecha ma'aretz, you should leave your land and make a life for yourself. Avraham was the first person that heard that voice. Hashem is always in the thorn bush of life. Moshe Rabbeinu was just the first person to actually take notice. And Hanukkah is the beginning of this, in our collective memory and experiencing this light. And the recognition that Hashem is always with us. There's a part of us that's always pure and holy. And no matter how your life twisted and turned, and the things that you've done or not done, there's still a purity within your soul. You're born in Gan Eden, you're born in paradise. You're connected to the light at the beginning of creation, and it's deep in your heart. It's a little Torah that has to be revealed through you. The Torah that you're connected to in your heart. And that's the Torah Shalom. That's what Hanukkah is. It's like the 24th word of the Torah is Oyer. The Oyer was revealed on the 29th, on the day of Chof Kislev. Yeah, this took a very serious turn. I don't know what happened there, but I think it's maybe about to say, you want to play a little also? Because we haven't done this like in 20 years. About to say is from the original Eil Chava, from the original. He's also my editor, for the last 20 years. And we used to play music in Fabring many years ago, for very long periods of time. Jordan?
These guys got it.
Yeah, no, I was about to sell this an extra one. Hey, you don't have to give me your guitar, okay, fine, take Yeah. Okay, what is it? I should talk practice. What does that mean? Okay. Oh, you weren't. You didn't hear what I was saying?
That was amazing.
Matzion, do something from the old. We'll teach them some songs.
All right. We always do this.
Yeah, go to it.
Na, 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 na.
last name also? Luck was here yesterday. Tzemach. So what's the name of the mother's name?
The mother's.
Yeah, you know?
Like Friday night kind of thing.
No, it was another name. It's, my wife doesn't remember the name, but she can't sing. Rafi, what's the name? What we used to sing?
What's that?
What's the name we used to sing at Eden, remember?
More love?
No, that's it. Yeah. Remember that name, Jordan?
I love baby.
No, that's the first time. It's different than
I love the children.
They says he gives an answer. There's a few answers, there's three answers. One of the answers he gives to this question, why did the miracle for 8 nights? How the miracle worked exactly for 8 nights if they had it only work for 1 night? What I think he writes is that they put all the oil in the menorah on the first night, and every night, 1/8 of it was lit. But the first night they put the entire oil in the menorah. Talking before that, I guess last night, the Kislev is connected with Tachin to true trust. And trust means that you trust that things are going to work out and it's going to be good. And so this is the kli, the vessel to receive these blessings, to the trust in itself. This is another answer of why we celebrate for 8 nights of Hanukkah. Because the first night of Hanukkah we're celebrating. We're not celebrating the oil, we're not celebrating the light, we're actually celebrating the people, the Hashmonayim. Because under normal circumstances, if you remember, these are warriors and they fought, it was very painful, it was difficult, and they came their boots, and they finally entered into the Beis Hamikdash, and it was in shambles, and you couldn't find a menorah. The natural thing should have been, let's have a good night's sleep, and tomorrow morning we'll come back to the Beis Hamikdash, we'll clean it out, and then we'll find the proper menorah, and then we'll light the menorah correctly. But they said, no, we have trust that we can do it tonight. And then they started looking around, and there was no oil. So again, no people would say, okay, there's no oil, so obviously Hashem doesn't want us to light the menorah tonight. Or to light it with impure oil, which they could also done. But they searched for the oil. So the miracle is actually in the searching. The miracle is that they searched for pure oil. And when you search for the pure oil, and pure oil is obviously also a metaphor, it's a mashal, you will find it. That's what the Torah is saying, that's what Chazal is saying, that's what the story is telling us. Is that we shouldn't give up. When things seem bleak and that we don't understand, and we're looking for something, we have to search a little harder. And if we search harder, the miracle will come. What we're looking for will appear to us. So the first night of Hanukkah we're not celebrating the oil, we're not celebrating the light, we're celebrating the people who searched and had trust and belief in themselves, and belief that if they searched long enough and hard enough, they will find something, they will find the oil. But the Messiah himself writes that one of the things is that they spilled all the oil into the menorah, and it lasted for 8 days. So obviously, some of the questions that are asked in this answer is, okay, that's a good svara for tonight. It's a good option for tonight, for all the oil. But what are they going to do for the next 7 nights? Because if they're impure or it takes 8 days to get the oil, different opinions on why you need 8 days. And you're going to pour all the oil in the first night and say, what's going to be tomorrow night? Okay, so you can argue, technically you can argue there's technical halachic reasons why you should do this way. But on the conceptual level, what's the logic here? The answer is that in life there's 2 roots of miracles, and there's 2 ways how we appreciate miracles. And miracles are necessarily blessings in our lives. Blessings can come from a place from divine kindness, and from the right side, from me. And it can be received also from the right side. But then there's blessings that are given to us from a place of kesed, so I'll explain what this is, and it's received on a level of kesed. One is called Zor Anpin, one is called small face, and one is called Arach Anpin, big face. I'll explain to you experientially what this means. When you receive something in your life, unexpected, a breakthrough, something happens, and you feel blessed. Or maybe you feel blessed, something opens up, and all of a sudden you feel like it's a blessing. Most people, when they receive this blessing, they receive it with a small face. What's a small face? A small face means that just like there's the right side, there's also Gvura, there's the left side. So when you see it from the right, you're saying, okay, now I'm receiving from the divine kindness, but I'm waiting for the shoe to fall and it should not work out. I can't believe this is really happening. So it's good now, but I'm not 100% sure it's going to last. You don't have to tell me yes or no if you ever had this sensation, but a lot of people, this is the way it happens. Something opens up, and they don't feel it's permanent, they feel it's yamin, it's on the right side. But just like if there's a right side, there's also a left side. So they receive from the right side, it's given from the right side, and it's received by them from the right side. But then there's a person that receives blessings, not from Yidin Hashem, from the right side, from Zara, from the small face. He receives from the place of Kesed. He receives from the place of Kesed. Less small biatik, there's no left side of Kesed. There's only Rachman. I spoke last night. There's only the one eye. There's no left eye. There's only one eye. What does that mean? When a person receives blessings from the place of Kesed, it means that they're experiencing their blessings in an infinite way. I'm not restricted in the blessings. I'm not saying I'm receiving now and it's going to end tomorrow. I believe that I'm blessed. Hashem's giving me blessings, and it's an infinite amount of blessings. And I don't think I don't put this negative thought in my mind, which is like the klippa side of everything. Is like, okay, when is it going to end? This can be real. It's not. It's going to stop. I'm receiving what I receive in a way of pure chasadim, all the chasadim of Kesser, and therefore the chasadim that come down to us from that place is also continuously of Kesser, of chasadim, of Kesser. When the Hashmonaim came into the Beis Hamikdash after such a hard, difficult time, and finally they were victorious and they entered the Beis Hamikdash, they had trust. They had a emunah and bitachon that they were connected to the Kesser of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to the ground, to the pure chasadim of Hashem. So when they felt that they were experiencing the chasadim, the pure chasadim, they didn't think for a moment that this oil is going to run out. They didn't say if we light the if we put all the oil in the menorah for one night, it's only going to last for one night. It's going to last as long as it has to last. If it's going to take 8 days to get fresh oil or pure oil, then it'll last 8 days. If it's going to take 8 months, it'll be 8 months. The miracle will last as long as it has to last. You follow the way they thought? This is the way we have to think. We can think in a way of chassadim and gvura. We can think that the Zohar happened, receiving small blessings, and there's a small blessing, so it's today it's chassadim, and tomorrow it's going to be gvura. And we're always waiting for the Gvura. And the reason why the Gvura comes is because you're waiting for the Gvura to come. You created the Kli to receive the Gvuras. But when Abishai gives Chassadim to us, we have to receive it in the way of Aracham, of a big face. That there's less small by I think I accept that now I'm receiving from Hashem is infinite. And if it's infinite, there's no possibility of an alternative. It's always going to be. That's what the light, the candles, the lighting of the menorah, is Moisei Mohelach. We have to add every night of candles because it's infinite. So what happens on the 9th night of Hanukkah? It's not shot on the 9th night of Hanukkah, we don't light the candles. We light even higher candles. We just don't have to physically light them. And then there's the 10th night, 11th night, then you spiral to the next year and you have the kindle again. And it goes higher and higher. Because something of Kedusha, something that's infinite is infinite. That's why the tzaddikim say we don't make Havdalah on Hanukkah. There's no celebration at the end of Hanukkah we make Havdalah. Now technically, the reason is a very technical halachic reason. Because you're allowed to do malacha. So if you're allowed to do malacha, you don't have to make Havdalah. That's simple. That's not part of you don't either. But there's a deeper reason why you don't make Havdalah. Why do we make Havdalah on the end of Hanukkah? Because it's never ending. Hanukkah never ends. The light increases and increases and increases. We needed it for 8 days. Okay, so that's what you need 8 days. You have that light. But once you reach infinity, you know the symbol of infinity? Once you reach infinity, which is 8, it's just infinite. It just goes around and around. And it never increases. This is the oil that comes down of Hanukkah. The oil that comes out of Hanukkah is light, and we receive in a way of infinity, in the way of expansion, in the way of godless. And since we receive this as four, it's connected to Loyal Makasa. That's why the language of the Rambam says that mitzvah, Ner Chanukah, mitzvah chaviv ya'anoy, it's a mitzvah that's very chaviv. It's very precious to Hashem. Chavivus, preciousness, is the root of Kesser. Preciousness is the root of Matainig. It's the world of pleasure, of something that's precious. And technically, halachically, they were allowed to light the menorah with pure oil. Because Tuma Dulchuy Tzibur is pushed aside, or the Tzibur, everyone's impure, or the people that can light the menorah are pure, you can push aside the menorah. You can push aside the walls of purity. So why did a miracle occur? Because of Chavivus. Because Hashem loved something, the love is transcendence. Something it's a deeper level of love that's beyond law. In the world of law, there's a right, there's a wrong. There's a asur, there's a mutter, there's two, there's a duality. There's chesed and gvuras. But then there's a place of higher. It's higher than that. And that's why Hanukkah, the way we celebrate Hanukkah, is through minhagim, through customs. Everything in Hanukkah is a custom. It's so strong, Hanukkah, the customs of Hanukkah are so strong, that even the customs become law. That you're allowed to make a bracha on a custom. give you an example. Hanukkah, it's an unusual thing. It's never done ever. And we make a bracha for candles that are lit in a shul. You go into a shul, someone makes a bracha, we're commanded us to light the candle. Nowhere in Chazal, in the Rishonim, does it say there's a mitzvah, early Rishonim. Nowhere in Chazal does it say there's a mitzvah to light the menorah in the shul. When the color was established by the sages, it was established to light Meir Shabbat. The person in the house, it's a chiyuv of the bias. It's an obligation on the home has to have a menorah. We light the menorah in the shul, which was a nice thing. But not only that, we make a bracha. And the Rebbe Yosef asked this question: how can we make a bracha on the lighting a candle on the shul? It's a minhag. It's a custom. You don't make a bracha on a custom. That's the principle. But we do. And everything about Hanukkah is about minhagim. It's about customs. Because what is a custom? A custom means something that's chaviv to us. You know, when there's two people are in a relationship, or let's say two children, or whatever, there's obligations that you have to do. You can look in the Ksuva, you'll see exactly what you have to do. There's certain obligations you have to do. Which means in the relationship, there's things that has to be done. But then there's things that go extra. You don't have to do it. You're not required to do it, but you want to do it. That's a minhag. What's a minhag? What's a custom? A custom comes to a place